Ebiri miria wederedu. Ikwele nozuo. Orianine nozuo. Why are you acting like God? Why? Why are you acting as if you are God? When you know you are not. When you know you are not. That the owner of our souls, our lives, our breath is up there, watching. That the owner of the universe is there, watching you and I, watching each and every one of us. Mr. Strongman, it's just a twinkle of an eye, and it goes. Ask from the past strong men, where are they today? The past strong men, where are they today? High and mighty, where are they today? I thought you would have learned from the past strong men, but you still don't want to learn. It's waiting at your doorstep, knocking heavily. But you know what? My happiness is that there will be no escape route for you, or any one of them. Even your children will share the full dose because it's going to be served. It will be served in full quantum. Trust me. Whatever you do to another, surely you must receive it. You cannot escape from it. If you escape, your children will eat it times 1 million fold. It's a promise. It's a promise. You can't kill another for you to strive. It's not possible. You must enjoy your food dose. Your children will share from every pain you have given to others. They must share from it. Your generation will share from it. Pro-Down syndrome. If it's not me, no other. Let's see. Majority have tried it. Where are they?
Money answereth all things. The love of money is the root of all evil. When Regina Daniels had her wedding with Ned Nwoko, a man came out claiming to be Regina Daniels' father. The man said plenty things. He distanced himself from that decision, and he made it known to Nigerians that he was so much against that decision. But what happened? A lot of you Nigerians called him all sorts of names, unprintable names. A lot of you called Regina Daniels' father a lazy man. A lot of you called Regina Daniels' father a failed father. A lot of you called him a useless man. That is Ned Nwoko, not his mate. A lot of you said so many things about Regina Daniels' father when he came out to air his opinion and kicked against that marriage. But you people, today what is happening? Look at what is going on. Now tell me how that man will be feeling somewhere knowing the daughter he knew that has never probably done anything of such. Today the husband has thrown her under the bus, calling her a crackhead. How do you expect that man to feel today? Like, how is he feeling right now? And before you come for him and ask where he was, some of you need to be careful when it comes to making decisions for your children. And this is not just about the women here. This is about parenting. Some of you parents are the enablers of this societal pressure on your children. Some of you parents, you encourage this prostitution on the youth. Some of you parents, you expect unexpectable from your children. Some of you are the enablers of Yahoo in our society today. Some of you expect so much from these children, even that you gave them nothing or almost nothing. But you expect so much from your children. That is why some of our children today are doing all sorts of things. Because of some of you mothers, some of you fathers. Let's be guided when it comes to do with the well-being of our children. Some of you are money mongers. There are some children today in the society who have made some heinous mistakes in their life. It's because of the pressure from their parents. Let's be careful. When it comes to do with our children, let's tread carefully. Some of you are greedy parents. And because you are greedy, you always push your children into making wrong choices and poor decisions. Just because of your greediness.
See how easy it was for a husband to throw his wife under the bus. Did you see how effortlessly? Can you see it? Knowing that this publication is likely going to ruin her reputation, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. But yet, he threw her under the bus. This is a mother. She bore 2 wonderful boys for you. You threw her under the bus. What if it's a woman? Make sure you protect your home. Be a virtuous woman. Is a woman that is holding a marriage. Pray for him. Do not wash your dirty linen outside. Protect your husband. Even a lot of men that have low sperm counts, women have been covering them up. But look at this. Bah! You wrote a full note. Now let's dive right into it. Was your wife doing drugs before? Before you married her, was she doing drugs? No. How did she start doing drugs? In your house, under your roof. And how come you have not come out before to tell us that this young girl is abusing substance? But as soon as she came out and spoke about violence, this long note was written. Ladies, I hope you're learning. I hope you're not just sitting in the comment section and laughing. I hope you're putting your ears to the ground to understand that money cannot buy happiness. Money can only excite you. You can never be happy. So I'm going to say to the husband, what do you intend to achieve with this publication? Yes, no. Because it hurts me so much that is a husband that is doing this to a wife. When you went to marry an underaged girl, a small girl, what were you thinking? You took away her youth from her? Yes. She didn't even have time to, explore. She's a young girl. There is blood flowing through her veins. What is that thing that is making her take drugs? Right under your roof. What? That is the base of this conversation. When you went to pick her from her mother's or her father's house, it simply means you're telling everybody that you're now responsible for her. This is not supposed to come from you because this is your wife that you live with. How come suddenly she's now a gbanla, a drug addict? Make it make sense. Women, shine your eye. Shine your eye. Shine your eye and start to prepare for your plan B. Peradventure, this man want to come out and rubbish you because I see that right up as don't come close to her. That's what it is. If I can't have you, nobody else will. I would, scatter your reputation. I would do this, I would do that. It's just because it's a lawless country. In a country where law works, this would not go on. How did she get into the drugs? How come it couldn't take her to the rehab? Before this, confrontation on this video, she was saying she has been violated, hitting her or something. Why did you not help her seek help? To carry your wife is not going to be hard now. But no, waited until there was a scuffle and you used the avenue, to put out that publication. Stop losing yourself because of a man. Stop losing yourself because of a man. Put yourself together. Have your plan B. Did you hear me? This thing happening to Regina Daniels, it's not something to laugh about.
Father, this grown man at almost 70, put out a press release that his 25-year-old wife, whom he started courting when she was 16 and married when she was 18 and fathered a child right away with her, is a drug abuser. And we all are all shouting and claiming that he's right. So does it mean that in our book, Might is right? Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Regina Daniels. I saw her as a little child who was offered, whose youth and future was altered at the altar of an ancient and modern old man because of money by her irresponsible and greedy mother. She is a victim of her society. But that being said, she's smoking shisha and doing all of that. She was acting her age under the nose and umbrella of a man who married this little girl to protect and to provide for her. So Senator Ned Nwoko, let me ask you, at what point did a girl who was given to you at 16 or whom you started courting at 16 and married at 18 become a drug dealer? When she married you, she was whole, she was young, she was naive, you claim she was a virgin. At what point did that virgin become a drug dealer? A child you were supposed to nurture, protect and provide for. At what point did you just write this to discredit her and to look for a way to deny her access to her kids, just like men like you do? Because you're wealthy, influential, and have access, then you think might is right. I do not care about that girl, but I cared about the injustice you're about to mean to her. And I know as I'm doing this, she might decide to go back with you, which is what they know how to do best. It's what we call the Stockholm Syndrome. You marry these little girls at 16, 17, 18. You put them in a pedestal, lure them in with your money, make children with them. And when they start growing up and start acting their age, or if at any point they register displeasure with you, you will begin to tag them in. I do not see a responsible man, husband, who comes out in less than 24 hours that the wife or video of the wife having an altercation with him or whatever comes out is putting out a press release that the so-called wife is a drug addict. Are you serious, Senator Ned Nwoko? So let me ask you, if I recall, in 2021, you did the same shit with Laila Charani, your Moroccan wife. The point she said she was done, she moved her things and went to Morocco. You took 2 of her kids, leaving the little one at her, and she went back to Morocco. She struggled, attempted modeling and everything, and came back. I'm sure they cajoled her into apologizing. I don't blame them. You married these young, impressionable, vulnerable children whose parents decide to sell them at the altar of an old man like you because of money, because there's really nothing fanciable about you outside of your money. You take these little girls, you marry them. all of a sudden, when they turn 20 something, they start acting their age, or they begin to register displeasure with how you're treating them, allegedly in your home. You come out, you call them drug addicts, you call them prostitutes, you say they're sleeping with other men. Whereas you do the same thing with a whole lot of shenanigans going on. I'm no fan of Regina Daniels. In short, I don't blame that little girl. I blame her stupid mother, who sold her innocent child at the altar of an old ancient of days because of money. This is the kind of society we live. So I will ask the Nigerian government, if this little girl is accusing a lawmaker of domestic violence, I think it's time the federal government looks into it. If it means Senator Ned stepping aside until a proper investigation is done into this domestic violence, because it's not just because it's a marital issue. He's a state senator. The brother just alleged him hitting the girl with with a gun. Those are huge. And him coming out to claim that the girl is a drug addict and he knows her dealer, I think is another crime. That under your roof as a senator, your wife and her siblings are peddling drug and you did not report them to the authority. You are an irresponsible man to even put out search about your wife. That's what you do to little girls you marry. When you give them money, you lure them in, you put a chokehold on them, so that by the time they decide to leave you, they have nothing to fall back other than to come back to you because of Stockholm syndrome. And let me say this to every Nigerian man. Don't go and marry a child and expect her to not act like a child. Where I live, when a 60-something-year-old man begins to court a 16-year-old girl, it is termed pedophilia. These men are good at preying and grooming these young girls. In Regina's own case, her mother sold her to you for money. A young, beautiful, brilliant girl. So she was given to you whole, but you're sending her back to the society, tagging her a drug addict. How convenient of you to tag her a drug addict. In your statement, you said you were not around, they not said this, under your roof. At what point did she become a drug dealer? Under your roof, Senator Ned. I will call on the Nigerian government, not because these are marital issues between spouse, but the fact that domestic violence is involved and you are a state senator or a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a lawmaker at that, the issue of domestic violence needs to be investigated. The brother alleging that you hit this girl with a gun when you are the same person anchoring for passing bills for Nigerians to own guns, that should be questioned. For you to also allege that she's a drug dealer and her brother is a supplier under your roof without you stating this prior to yesterday, her alleging domestic violence, that needs to be looked into. If you're an honorable man, as you want the world to think, I think it's time you step aside and let proper investigation be done to this. Nigerians, you all have amnesia. Might isn't always right. This young girl might be young from a poor home. Let me tell you, when these men marry these girls, they leave them with nothing, so that these girls will come back begging and crawling at their altar. Society needs to wake up for men like this who groom and prey on young, impressionable, vulnerable young girls. Dearest Regina, pick up the pieces of your life and go. I know you might run back to him because of the kind of life he has exposed you to. God help you. I think there should be a wake-up call for you to want to go back to school, do something with your life. You're young, you're beautiful. Fortune might smile on you again. Because women, mothers, stop selling your kids at the altar of old, wretched, ugly-looking men because of money. There should be a cautionary tale. It doesn't always end well. Suffice to say, they will always have their way with your child. Shame on you, Regina's mother, and shame on a society like us that enables such men using Islam and religion to groom, to prey on young, impressionable young girls. Knowing the socioeconomic status of Nigeria, they prey on these young women, and her stupid mother fell for it because of money. Because if you all, like I said, 2021, Senator Ned accused Chiara, his ex-wife, his former wife or Moroccan wife, of doing all sorts when that little girl wanted to leave and alleged assault. So God help you all. But for me, I don't care about you all. But don't use drugs as a means of silencing this young girl, because you have the wherewithal. And she doesn't have nobody to speak up for her. I'm no fan of hers. I detest all the bullshit she.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And please, my love, don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified whenever I post a video. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.